Hi guys, in this video I've got a few more wishful features to throw in, some of which were suggested by you guys in the comments of the previous wishlist video. But most of what I'm covering are things that are already in the game. And honestly, they either need a serious rework, a proper fix, or if that's too much to ask, they might as well be removed entirely. Let's get started. Number 1. Materials, gems, and fallen embers. I literally have 23 realms just to farm materials and embers, and it's still not enough. I love grinding games, but good grinding games have a sense of progression. You start low and slow, but later in those games, there are methods to get materials faster. Take Enshrouded for example, another early access game that, in my opinion, does so many things better than No Rest for the Wicked. They are both unique games, but certain mechanics are similar. Let's take wood for example. In Enshrouded, you can take the wood and craft seeds, plant the seeds, and then in a few hours you've got a forest near you to farm. You still need to farm it, but the game gives you ways to farm what you need in bulk, and it gives you this later down the line, not from the start. This way, grinding still feels like grinding, but your progression actually feels rewarding, more substantial, and you're able to grind faster with a much better return on your time. In No Rest for the Wicked, from the start until the end, you have to do the grind the same way. The developers said they will add farming options in later patches, but those will probably only help for the food consumables. What we need are better ways to farm materials and embers. An idea for this would be that weapons and armors, instead of selling them, we should also have ways to salvage them for materials and embers. Embers could also be gained from harder to get rings. I have lots of duplicate rings I'm not using. They're not easy to get, but I still get a lot of them. Why not have an option to salvage them for fallen embers? Same for gems. We should be able to craft our gems at some new NPC, or be able to salvage certain weapons that give specific gems. We need ways to get materials, gems, and embers without needing to make tons of realms and upgrade Greenwich's vendor in each of them. And look, this system doesn't need to be available right from the start. It can unlock later through vendor upgrades or higher tier gear, giving better salvage materials. But the current setup, it's just plain stupid. It's not rewarding. It's not fun. It's just a mess of RNG with no direction. Number 2. Better inventory management and buyback. I would like an option to mark items for trash or salvage, and when I get to a vendor, to sell everything with one click. We also need a buyback from NPC merchants, or a lock option for items in your inventory. I had an instance where I accidentally sold my main weapon because I was rushing to go poop. No joke. And since there's no buyback, I had to go sit on my throne in agony, finish my business, and then rage quit the game for the rest of the day because I was too frustrated to even look at the game. Number 3. Pause option. I'd also like to see a pause option. Even if it's multiplayer, the person who created the realm should be able to pause the game. This is a must. Number 4. Transmog and armor visibility. We've got so many cool armors and weapons in the game. I'd like to see a transmogrification option to change my appearance and for better role-playing. And I'd also like an option to hide certain armor pieces, or at least hide my helmet. I want to see the face of the character I created. Number 5. Rune crafting. The RNG of finding a desired weapon with the desired rune is sometimes too big and chaotic. Why not give us an option to craft or engrave the runes that we are looking for? This could be something simple but expensive, like a few embers plus some stones to craft the desired rune. Number 6. Health and focus regeneration. No matter how much I stack them, and how much health increase or focus gain I add, the regeneration is incredibly small or almost non-existent. These enchantment effects need to either be increased drastically to have any chance of being used by players, or they should be completely removed from the game. Currently, it makes no sense as to why they are in the game. Number 7. Combat log. Would love to also see a combat log with all the information on how much damage we did or received, or how much stamina we get back after using the Jade Ring as an example. Like I said in the last video, we need a detailed character menu, but we also need a combat log that shows how much health we get back from lifesteal and other small details like this that would massively improve the experience. Number 8. Runes on legendary weapons. There are legendary weapons that have specific runes, and some even have an empty rune slots. Currently, Eleanor cannot add or extract runes from those weapons. Makes no sense, especially if we have a rune slot open. Let us add runes there and let us extract the runes as well. Number 9. Offhand weapons. We currently only have bows and shields that can be used as offhand weapons. The bows are completely useless if you don't have the Ring of Determination, as they use focus instead of stamina. Any other weapon like wands or staffs is a better option for ranged weapons. We can also use torches, but nobody uses them. Even in dark areas, it's more efficient to use the light rune instead of a torch. I wish we had more options for the offhands. More unique weapons or jewelry that can be used as offhand, or some magic books. Or they could straight up give us a grappling hook weapon to help close the distance. Or a broom that gives increased speed, or even flying ability, like levitation. And speaking of levitation, we already have a few wands in the game that the attack pattern levitates you up in the air. Maybe they can add some levitation mechanics around those, and make plunging attacks effects for different builds. There are lots of ideas that come to mind when adding offhand options. Or just let us use two of the same weapons in both hands. I'd love to see two blood-rusted swords in both hands. They can make this possible. And to keep it balanced, decrease the damage and increase the attack speed. And I know this might make dual daggers obsolete, but backstab and stealth enchantment effects should be limited to only daggers. Just like bows and shields have different enchantment effects, the same can be done for daggers and dual daggers. This way, if we're dual-wielding other weapons, daggers will still function great in stealth builds. Or at least that would be true if the stealth and backstab would work. Because, number 10. Backstab and stealth. Aside from the first few minutes of the game, you never use stealth. It's too slow and too inefficient. The worst part is the backstab. It's quite hard to even get a backstab, and you can only do it against normal enemies. Why can't we backstab bosses? We also have so many enchantment effects and legendary weapons that come with backstab effects, but they're all inefficient and useless. First, they don't work against bosses, and second, they're slow and hard to pull off. Even parrying is easier than backstabbing. They really need to fix backstabs against bosses. In Elden Ring, after you stagger an enemy, you can perform a critical hit or visceral attack by walking up to them and pressing the light attack button while facing their front. Now here, you could take that mechanic and apply it to backstabs. Whenever you're behind the boss and get the option to perform a backstab, it should deal critical damage. The stagger can remain the same. Either do that, or just remove backstab and stealth from the game. It's just plain useless. Or give us some quests that require stealth mechanics. The stealth also needs to be faster. It's incredibly slow, and I've never seen anyone use it efficiently in any builds, because it just sucks. And on the same topic, armor should increase stealth if you're wearing cloth instead of plate. Or stealth should be limited to leather. Like, there are so many ways to make stealth and backstab work. I wish they would improve this, or remove it. And that's it. The feedback on the previous wishlist video was overwhelmingly positive, and the first 5 points of this video are suggestions from you guys. I've seen some incredible passionate comments for this game, like some of you write me comments longer than my entire scripts. I really can't wait for the next updates and see what the developers cooked for us. If you liked this video, consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching.